Well, as expected, everything's a little screwy. Hey guys, we are here for Ting Season 4, and I have to fix, well, a few things. First of all, it's not Rifkin. This is going to be the lovely voice of Fear Dragon, not Maynard either.
Yeah,
There we
what a
go.
change. What's up?
Yeah, and then get your camera up there. There we are. Beautiful. I know I had it somewhere.
Oh, thank you.
Now we're ready to go. Now everything is great. Okay, so guys, as I said, Season 4, it's the first qualifier of Season 4, even though the bracket link actually says qualifier number 2. It's a bit confusing because yesterday was supposed to be number 1, and well, we had to move that with Shotcraft and Take TV stuff happening and all that jazz. So today is the first qualifier. No one's qualified yet, and there are only 2 qualifiers, so it's a little bit different than what we did in Ting Season 1, 2, and 3. So first of all, I'd like everyone to just quickly, mention if the audio is wrong or something like that. Of course, feel free to tell me once you get in the game as well so I can balance it out. But then second of all, to explain the differences, we just invited a lot of people this time around. So if you go to the Team Liquid thread and scroll down a little bit, you can see all the groups that are available. 2 groups for each region: Korea, Europe, NA. You'll see a lot of familiar faces or people who did manage to qualify or were also invited in the previous years, as well as, I believe, our attempted attempts. We attempted to reach out to people who also won the Ting seasons, but I think, for instance, like Rogue actually might have won one a long time ago. Jeez. It was so long ago that I think it's come back around that he's actually playing in online cups again. But that aside, you'll see a lot of really good names. We tried to balance out the races as well. But today, we're going to get another 2 players to qualify in a double elimination format tournament. And then on top of that, we've liked the system, and we've done it for almost every single Ting season, where 2 other people will be invited based off their participation in this qualifier, but not the fact that they actually won. So we award people that continuously try. So that's the plan for today. And the rest of this month will basically be a lot of Ting groups and whatnot. I believe it's updated on the calendar, so make sure to check that out. But I am with Fear Dragon, and he is currently trying to find a game. So how's it going, Fear Dragon?
It's going good. I did find a game, but it seems like the game that I chose, their opponent may not actually be here right now. So I may be finding another one.
Isn't that the way it always is?
It's like literally always you choose a specific game, and that specific game is the only one that like is not actually ready to go. Like every other game is ready. Everyone else has someone that they found.
Yeah. It always seems to go that way. Well, let's see who is on the bracket right now. So it is double elimination. We're for certain going to have just 1 or 2 people be like, I don't really want to. And, ditch the losers bracket, of course. But it's not that big of a bracket, so I feel like the temptation to stay in should be there for someone. But we do have at least 1 Korean player. We have Hush. Let's see, and then a bunch of other familiar European names, sort of, Clem, Hellraiser, Xanster, Goblin, like some pretty good names that are on the forefront, I guess, of the European scene, and also a lot of those up-and-comers that we get to see in like Corsair Cups and whatnot. They're a pretty cool mix.
Yeah, I'm actually looking forward to seeing a couple of these guys. We also, of course, had sort of Xanster and Koss like that were seeded in 1 round just because they are pretty goddamn good players. So we'll see if we can maybe grab like Goblin versus HonMonO, because then the winner of
HonMonO.
that's going to play versus Koss.
Sure. Basically, whoever is actually ready.
Yeah.
HonMonO at least is in a game.
Yeah, Goblin's also in the lobby, so I think they are actually just straight up ready to go, so we might be able to just jump into their lobby.
It might have already gone.
Oh no, they literally just disappeared. Oh, god damn it. Okay.
These guys are quick.
I know, that's why they pay them the big bucks, Zombie Grub. That's why Ting pays them the big bucks.
Don't pay them anything. Well, I know Gerald usually shows up. Gerald. And Gerald versus Clem would actually be fine.
I talked to Clem. That was the first match I tried to find, and
Yeah.
Clem was like, "Well, I actually can't find him." So,
Yeah.
it's like, damn.
He usually shows up.
Oh, Goblin invited me to the game.
Oh, sweet.
Oh, I think they left the game.
Well, that was
Wow,
nice of
that's
him.
so considerate. So considerate.
Yeah, that's great. Hi. Thanks. Okay, then I'll just quickly put in a tweet. Goblin
Awesome.
versus HonMonO. And then there we go.
Should be
Now-
fun.
Everything is good. Okay, so we don't know much about HonMonO, but we do know a little bit about Goblin. So once you get into the game, I guess I'll do that. I forgot I also I set up the map intros, so I could attempt to do that too. Sounds kind of complicated though.
Good luck.
Yeah, right.
Go for it.
Well, I guess I'll
Be
start
bold.
that. I'll start that next time. We already put an
okay.
interloper, so yeah, and it is interloper. It is a veto system for all these guys. In the bottom right, as the pink Protoss, he is Goblin.
And his opponent spawning up in the top left-hand corner of the map. We have the green Terran player. It's HonMonO, who I did a little Oligulac search on. He's a Korean Terran player that has played against a lot of fairly solid and good players, taking game off of Keen before recently. I think he hasn't exactly had the most amazing Oligulac history, because so far he's only won one series, but he's like taken games off of decent players occasionally, so I have some hopes for him.
Okay, cool. Well, thanks for doing that. That'll give us a little bit more context. And I didn't even realize he was Terran when we got into the lobby, so that's also pretty cool. He is proxy or axing with Reaper and Goblin, well, in turn is proxying. Well, actually, that's very, very fast and without that much gas, so I wonder what is he proxying?
Yeah, normally you see a proxy going up this quickly and you're like, okay, well, maybe it's going to be a Stargate. But no, it's going to be the gateways, and I guess that makes a little bit more sense because, like you said, doesn't have the second gas geyser, doesn't even have the cybernetics core on the way yet. So this is a really interesting proxy. I'm wondering, like, can you actually transition out of this kind of proxy if you just get some damage done?
Well, yeah, I'm not
Ooh.
sure about the gateway one. Oh, he's gonna also, wow. Okay, lifting that barracks. I thought it was, I figured it was gonna be a Reaper.
Man. HonMonO also lost his SCV building the barracks back at home because the probe managed to get the kill on that in the fight, and actually HonMonO even delayed building that barracks for like an additional 10 to 15 seconds, so his reinforcements are going to be pretty delayed.
What is HonMonO doing?
Oh god, he let the probe back in. Well, is this like an intentional trap?
I mean, there's no reason to trap him in here, right? It's you're not gonna get that easy of a kill. The fact that your barracks isn't even done. There we go. He taps it once, building another supply depot as well. I don't know. The proxy gateway versus a proxy factory has always been an interesting little fight, but this is more than just a proxy factory. He's actually gonna reactor out. I was assumed it was gonna be cyclones, but I don't think he has enough gas for it quite yet. But eventually, yeah, that's dirty. That's super dirty.
This is great. I am such a fan of this game already. But oh my god, Goblin! He's sending his mothership core across the map because he's built 2 pylons with that probe that made it past the supply depots. And now the Adept... Actually, that probe is still alive right now. He's doing a great job microing it. Might lose it over here. Oh, he does lose it.
Okay, this has gotten very interesting. So if the wall breaks, guaranteed to lose all the SCVs, not even an orbital to help with the mules. But I can't imagine Goblin holds against the proxy cyclones. So what happens?
Okay, so he has 42 energy on the mothership core right now. He sends the Adepts in. If he runs away with his probes, he can actually eventually recall with the Adepts, or at least some of them with the mothership core, and go back home.
No, go in the go in the command center.
Oh no!
I mean, he's still gonna get out of there with some SCVs, but he could have saved them in the command center as well, since it's not an orbital. But the Cyclones and Marines have shown themselves, and Goblin's probably like, where the hell do these guys come from? Maybe assuming they got elevated. But it's the timing's like so way off. I don't know what he's thinking.
This gets really weird. In a straight up base trade, HonMonO at worst is just going to be coming out, I guess, with a tie, because there's only been Adepts that's really been made. There's no anti-air. There's no units that can even attack a floating building. Oh, that Widow Mine! That Widow Mine!
Not great.
Okay, not as bad as I thought. He's actually getting a pretty good surround on the Cyclone. Cyclone number 1 goes down.
He has enough adepts, I think. Well, the probes are gonna go on so fast, but 6 adepts is no joke, and the Cyclones can't really cut against them. I think HonMonO loses, and Goblin starts the very long process of building up to a Stargate, which is even longer now that Cinex Core got killed. I know he already has one, but now I have to build a
HonMonO
Phoenix.
doesn't even have an orbital, though, so actually, if he does lose all of his SCVs, he literally cannot mine. Like, he can't even... Oh, man, yeah, he actually did get the Stargate up. He got up the Phoenix.
Yeah, and proxy.
Oh, man, what a beautiful, beautiful start to the Ting Open.
That was such a weird game. I mean, if that is anything else, I'm pretty sure the Cyclones just die. Just super die, but... Alright, that was an interesting first game, a little bit of a glimpse into what HonMonO can do. We don't know a lot about him, and he is going to be asking for Abyssal Reef, which I
No,
can
he's
see
asking for Abyssal Leaf.
Yeah, I can see he's actually very Korean. Abyssal Leaf.
But isn't that great, though? Like, Abyssal Leaf actually sounds like it could have been the name of the map. It's like a very... I won't say green map because it's a very blue map, but it's a very vegetative map.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. It's like vegetation in the ocean and in the abyss. I don't know. Let's get it
I think
in here.
it's called kelp. Abyssal kelp.
Well, I mean, there's more than kelp, right? In an ocean, there's
Probably.
gotta be.
Name one other plant that grows in the sea.
I can't think of the thing that like grows on top right now.
Moss?
Yeah, there's gotta
Yeah.
be moss in the sea.
Is there moss in the sea? Like, I know moss always grows on the north side of a tree, but like, does moss always grow on the north side of
Of the ocean?
of a rock in the ocean?
No, but like there, you see like sometimes it'll bring in like dredges in the ocean, right? Whatever, dude.
Yeah. Okay. I'll take your word for it.
Some oceanologist is gonna get in here and tell us what's up. It's fine.
Yeah.
Well, it is worth noting that HonMonO being Korean is having some probably extreme difficulty with the lag on Europe. There's a lot to get used to, and even though we see plenty of Korean players play on it, they've been doing it for over a year, like Alive and Hush and all them. So if HonMonO's not used to it, he's not used to it, and that didn't really affect last game so much, but it could affect this one as you go into Abyssal Reef.
Yeah, and most, like, I think he did get some of his Cyclones surrounded a little. HonMonO's like, go, 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 we're ready to hop into the game, and then, like, immediately leaves the lobby. I think that maybe it was, like, the wrong race or something.
That's what I assumed, but he actually just completely exited out of StarCraft, so it might have been a bug.
Yeah,
No, wait, there
maybe.
it is.
Anyways, we'll get the game started eventually. But yeah, I'm even, like, rewatching this with the delay and all that stuff, and it does seem like, yeah, one of those Cyclones gets surrounded and like he butts heads with his other Cyclones. Like maybe he could have taken a slightly better engagement there. Maybe like target firing with the Widowmine, he could have taken out more of the probes. There's all kinds of small little things, but for the most part, I do think that I agree. Like it was a very weird build order like interaction between the two, and I feel like it just kind of happened to work out a little bit better for Goblin.
Yeah. There's like not much else that I can actually say would go right against that many Cyclones, but he had managed to get enough adepts off of 2 gateways that it ended up being just enough. We'll see how this game goes. It is Abyssal Reef, and in the top left, he's already up 1. It is Goblin.
And in the bottom right, we have the Green Terran player. It's HonMonO. Or HonMonO. HonMonO actually sounds cooler than HonMonO.
It does, but that definitely looks like an O, not a 0.
Yeah, because you can't enter numbers in your BattleNet name.
You know, I never thought about it, but yeah, that's true.
Why do you think I'm Fear Dragon and not Fear Dragon 64?
That's a good point. I've never
Besides
thought
the fact
about
that the 64 always complicates all of my branding.
all of it, really?
Yeah, pretty much all of it is complicated because now I have to add the 64 in. But I never ask anyone to call me Fear Dragon 64. I just ask them to call me Fear Dragon.
That's a good point. Yeah.
Like, you have my name on the out of game overlay. But
It's
what
just
if they
Fear
wanted to
Dragon.
follow me on Twitter, Zombie Grub?
It's
They would be
screwed.
missing the 64. They
I
would
mean,
not know where to go.
They can't follow me on Twitter either. My Twitter's not Zombie Grub.
Yeah.
So
At least your Twitch is Zombie Grub.
touche. That's true. They don't call Wardy either, so.
I do call him that, though.
Yeah, you like to bother people. Oh, God, another gateway proxy. I mean, I think the only time I've ever seen this gateway proxy when you already built a gateway back at home, like not like something, I don't know, let's say like a 4 gateway proxy all in, is Scarlet did this against Semper when she was playing Protoss, and I was like, this is interesting. I've never seen someone do it twice in a row, I can tell you that much.
Well, isn't that the ultimate mind game? Who would do this 2 games in a row? But unfortunately for Goblin this game, HonMonO or HonMonO does send out the SCV scout, sees that there is, I guess, no Nexus coming up. Oh, but he's faking out a probe at the natural. This actually might look kind of normal with just a slightly delayed Nexus.
Yeah, actually, because the gases don't come down that quickly. There is a robo now being added on, and HonMonO might be deceived.
No, he's building a bunker, though. Like, he does know. I don't know exactly what tipped him off. If maybe he was thinking, like, wait a second, no, the Nexus should have already come down right when my SCV was leaving. Because I guess technically that's where the 100 or 250 minerals should have been. But really good identification. Even comes back in with the SCV and sees, yeah, you don't have a Nexus right now. You were faking me out.
Yeah, that's pretty nice. He also just, I don't know, I didn't quite see when the SCV actually got in there, but maybe the timing of the gateway was enough too. Like, that's awfully early to be finished, or I don't know, he didn't actually get back there and see the 7x score. But since it wasn't a lot of gas really early, that's the first tip off to a Terran player, like something's up, was when you see both gases, like all 3 in immediately, or like where's the proxy Stargate. But because that wasn't the case, he's probably not worried about something tech heavy. He's probably just worried about that proxy gateway, which is in this game only the beginning of something greater. The robo was slapped down. He managed to scout another gateway with the tail end of that second SCV scout, but he didn't actually see the robo. Big difference here.
Yeah, this is going to get really interesting, because this is where, like, we really get into the mind games. When a cheese gets scouted, there's actually always this kind of weird third option where you turn the cheese into a very light pressure, and you just start playing economic focus behind it, and hope that your opponent maybe over-prepares a little bit. Bunker does get salvaged for HonMonO, but he is not thrown down to command center just yet, and he may still play a little bit overly defensive here.
His orbital was really late. I mean, really late. Which was excusable in the last game because it was so all in. I guess like that was part of the plan. But this time he had gotten up to a starport before even starting that orbital. That's weird.
I wonder, yeah, if he just really felt like having the extra units out just if he was expecting a big attack was going to be just that much more valuable. But I guess now he can get out a much faster Liberator than he would have otherwise, so you can put some counter harassment on, or even just defensively, they're going to be pretty nice.
I don't know, mules are pretty good. He would have had 1 mule mining.
Yeah.
Hard to say, but you know what? The attack is commencing, and HonMonO, well, he's on 1 base, so maybe he can hold, but can he actually establish a macro game after this? Because Goblin is getting a Nexus.
A lot of sentries in the mix over here for Goblin, which I don't really think are going to... Oh, I was going to say, probably weren't going to find too much value, but this is a nice way to find value with them. Hallucinated Zealots, but the Immortal also getting dropped. He signs off one of the Siege tanks, and the Hallucinated Zealots get taken out. But so far, no units have really been lost, I think, aside from, like, 1 earlier Adept.
Yeah, exactly. I just checked that as well, because it was the Zealots that ended up taking the shots from the tanks, so nicely done. The Warpers is going to come back in. It saw where the tanks were sieged, but unfortunately that Immortal has to wait for the shield, which takes quite a while. Second one's on the way. It's an observer, but second one's on the way. I mean, if he can just contain, he's seen the base, he's seen the lack of command center. Goblin could just play a macro game and be fine.
Yeah, and this looks really scary. It's already a pretty weird build to try and go for. I don't think that there are many other Pro players that are doing anything exactly like this, so this is going to be kind of hard to read for HonMonO, probably. He sees all these units, he's like, I don't know if you're just, like, over-committed to this and don't have as many units as maybe I would expect, or if you are expanding behind this and you are teching. I can't even really afford to spend the extra scans to try and find out, because I got my orbital so late, I need the mules. Like, this is a really weird situation for him.
It is. Wow, he is actually so paranoid of everything. He also got a missile turret in his main base, thinking, like, for an Oracle, most likely. I can't imagine
Yeah.
he puts that where he does, thinking this will help with the Warp Prism, but that is sometimes like an added benefit you don't expect. This just seems like a waste of minerals, as I don't think he's going to be getting +1, or if he does, it must be because, like, why not? I don't think his plan was to do a 1-base push, tanks, and wait for +1 to finish, too. Like,
Yeah.
you'd rather put Stim if you're going to get something 100-100.
To make matters worse, he actually got that missile turret before he started his orbital. So yeah, that's just
Oh my
another
God.
thing that he got before his orbital. But hey, Liberators are trying to make their way to the other side of the map. Stalkers do find them, but oh man, almost full energy Mothership Core with nicely placed pylons. There's no way the Liberators get any damage done here.
Nice attempts. But yeah, the pylons are perfect. Back away, Liberator, back away. No Stargate, so of course they can just stay back there for a while. This reef has this very large space.
He's pulling the boys. Okay, if Goblin doesn't notice this. No, the Sea Shanks blocked the ramp. Oh my god, there's perfect force field capabilities over here. The SCVs and the Marines are getting picked off. Oh, it was almost there.
Yeah, he had just walked down without attacking. He might have gotten most of his forces down before Goblin paid attention. Even now, I don't know why he's not sieging a couple of the tanks in the backside. They'd be able to shoot this army. Now he's just the Liberator, but siege the tanks. Try and blast away the sentries.
In a weird situation, in a weird game where just nothing seems to be going right, sometimes it's easy for things to just sort of spiral out of control and things continue to go wrong just because it almost causes you to be in like this weird mental place where you just make more mistakes than you normally would. So HonMonO, it seems like maybe in that kind of situation, but he's got one last push left in him.
Yeah. Managed to save at least one of those Liberators. And honestly, if this had happened earlier, all these tanks, all these Liberators right over here, I would have been like, this is a fairly sized push. The Bush Reef has some very abusive spots, but because it's pretty late, I think Goblin just has too big of an army, and too good too. He's got a couple of Immortals. He's got Charge about to finish up, so he can just wrap around those tanks. HonMonO doesn't really have a chance.
He's actually taking a third base behind this as well, so he's going to be 2 bases up on his opponent and just has to crush this one push. He sees the SCVs, and even though the Observer does get scanned, I guess that actually is one good way to use your energy because you aren't exactly going to be mining a whole lot after this anyways, so you are pretty all in. Take out the Observers.
Sure. Yeah, which I think would actually be fantastic if there's a couple Widow Mines here, but
Yeah.
you know, it is always unnerving not to know what the army looks like, how it's being spaced out, but I'm pretty sure Goblin has a pretty good idea of what he wants to do. So, lack of an Observer isn't the biggest deal. Just another one anyways.
I guess Goblin's just kind of waiting for one round of reinforcement warp-ins before he just comes in and absolutely crushes this from 2 different sides. I'm trying to imagine a universe, some scenario where these tanks just obliterate everything. But all of those scenarios include like a regular move command instead of an attack move.
Yeah, exactly. Jarden's coming running in, Immortals on the backside, and Stalkers are all taken out, or a lot of them are, but friendly little mule drop.
All right. Yeah.
GG.
GG, well played. There it is. Looks like Goblin's going to be advancing on to the next round. And HonMonO, if you are a fan of that kind of funky playstyle, then don't fret too or frown too much. He will be going to the loser's bracket.
Yeah, we'll see if he decides to continue there or not. And I guess our admin will let us know. Meanwhile, Rail apparently did not show up, which is too bad. So Vanesca's on to face Xanster. I don't know if we ever finally found... Oh, we did. Gerald finally came, so he's facing off against Clem.
Nice. Yep.
We might try and catch like game 2 or something like of that, because that would be interesting.
Yeah, I would be super interested in something like that. Hellraiser also looks like he did show up. He's playing versus I Am Data, which, as someone who's recently started marathoning Star Trek: The Next Generation, sounds like a pretty cool name. But the winner of that might end up playing most likely Hush. Hush just actually advanced on, like, as I was talking, so...
Nice.
Well, there's a cool potential there.
Yeah, well, guys, we'll get into the next lobby as soon as possible, whatever game that might be. Maybe Koss versus Goblin?
Yeah.
So go ahead and message them.
That also sounds great.
Yeah, so perhaps that'll be the next one. Meanwhile, we are going to be, it's Ting, guys, it's Ting Season 4, and if you've forgotten about how Ting works, we'll be showing some extended breaks just to give you an idea of what Ting is and what it's like. It's a mobile phone service company, and we are looking for people, of course, to sign up again. If we get enough signups and there's a Ting Season 5 and everyone's happy is how it's always gone, and it's actually a very good service, especially if you're just, you know, using Wi-Fi all the time. But I'll let them talk a little bit more while we try and get into a lobby. See you guys soon.